Alrighty. So we are live for another week, another time, and another week. I just want to point out I don't actually wear glasses. I wear them during this, but I don't need glasses. The only reason I wear them is because the blue light filtering that comes in on the on from the laptop, especially when it gets darker, like outside and whatever, it can put strain on the eyes. So these are blue light filter glasses. So yeah, I don't know why I need to tell y'all that, but I need to tell y'all that I got 2020 pilot vision, and it's that pilot vision that enabled me to make this business work. Okay, so sharing this with the group. I am live. Join. Okay, post the link. Man, I really need to change the background photo for the YouTube channel. It's just no good. It's no good. It's no good. All right, so where are we? Where are you guys at? There you go. I'm back. Mark, welcome. Good to see you in here. Good to see you in here. Happy 420 to everyone. I will be partaking after the two calls that I have today. So, I got to stay sharp for you guys. But 420, I'm not someone that partakes very often at all, but 420 I usually do. So, um, good to see you guys here. Let's see. So, as always, I'm going to be answering. I have a couple questions that I plan on answering. And then, of course, any questions that you guys have and want to ask, I will prioritize answering those questions. And my awesome wife has just sent me questions that I'll be answering this week. The first of which is, what services did your call center offer for your clients? It's a good question. Services, not service, services. So I can't, I can't edit it, but and then the pros of and cons of calls being recorded. How often did clients listen to calls? Those are good questions. Two questions that have never been asked before. So that's cool. Okay, so I'll be answering that. It's the 3 minute mark right now. I'll be, of course, starting as usual on answering questions once we approach and past the 5 minute mark. Huh? So, I'm excited. Very, very excited. So, I don't really have any announcements or anything right now. Whoever hopped in, feel free to say hi. I don't have any announcements right now, except that for the paid student, some of you, one of the things that is offered when someone purchases the course is access to the paid student group. Now, that paid student group is on Facebook, and Facebook sucks. Now that I'm on YouTube, sitting here saying this, I'm going to say that Facebook sucks. I only use Facebook as required, right? I just have to have it, and I don't want to have it, but I have to have it. But I'm not the only one that feels that way. There's a good amount of students. We've got about 180 students now, I would say, and there's only about 130 in the group, in the Facebook group. And the reason for that some people hate Facebook so much they refuse to go on it, even to participate in the tribe. So we are moving the tribe group off of Facebook in the next few weeks onto a pretty cool platform that I just discovered called Heartbeat, and that will enable us to host all the discussion. People can chat on there, uh, sort of in a similar format to Slack. Um, we can host different events on there. I'll actually do. I'm not going to do these live things on there, but we do a weekly call in our paid student Facebook group that occurs right after this one each Wednesday, and so I'll be able to do that right on the platform. instead of like on Zoom and then sending a link on Facebook, which like very few people ever see. Uh, it's just a mess. I'm sick of Facebook. So if there's an announcement, it's to let you guys know that if you're in the tribe or planning on joining the program and getting into the tribe, the honestly most effective bonus of having the course is being a part of the group. And now your ability to take part in, participate, and extract value from the group has never been better. You're never going to have a better opportunity than on this separate platform called Heartbeat. So, very excited about that. I'm continuously doing what I can to improve the program, the offering, the core content itself, the community. I'm really excited about, where we're headed over the next 6 months to a year. So whoever hopped in, feel free to say hi, tell us where you're from. It's now 6 minutes in, so I'm going to begin talking about the two questions that are asked. So the first question is, what service did your call center offer for your client? Service is really, right? Um, and again, it's a good question. So, the thing to remember is that, yes, the channel talks about having a call center. And, the things that you can learn, especially in the program regarding how to get your call center up and going, are applicable to different call center verticals within the larger, very broad, hundreds of billion-dollar call center space, right, at large. But we talk about in my course most specifically, in the context of how to start a virtual receptionist company. And so, as a virtual receptionist company, we do several things. One, we take calls, so inbound calls generally. Um, we take messages for callers that call in. We are able to and willing to transfer calls to people at a client company, like different employees or maybe the owner. We are willing to book appointments on behalf of callers with the client. Hey, Curiette, I'm assuming from Arkansas. Good to see you in here. We are willing to book appointments or schedule consultations if you're an attorney, or book service provider appointments if you're like some type of local service provider like a cleaning company or something. We're also willing to do outbound calls. So someone's like, hey, I need you to call this office and see if they got the information I sent over. We're happy to make that call on their behalf or on the client's behalf. After, sorry, I'm going to be yawning a lot today. After a given call, after the call, we can send a call summary email. We do that automatically, but it is sort of a feature. We send a call summary email, and that call summary email includes, what occurred on the call. So, like, the name of the caller, the caller's phone number, maybe what company they were with if we, acquired it. Maybe the email address if we acquired it, if that's something the client asked us to gather, right? And then a couple sentences about what transpired on the call. So an example would be, hey, this person called in to book an appointment with Bob the accountant. We got Tim, the caller, scheduled for a meeting with Bob this upcoming Thursday at noon. So that's an example. And then what would have really happened if the caller, Tim, called in and, we got the appointment booked. And the way that was booked would, typically through some type of booking system somewhere. So there's more specifics on that in the course itself, but that's essentially what happened when we're providing call summary email. Also, we provide voicemail boxes if necessary for clients in after hours, like outside of our coverage hours. Call could go to voicemail, and of course, we provide the stores of those voicemail recordings. And yeah, that's about it. So, in some cases, we provide live chat. So, some people You might want it so that when you visit their website, some agent sort of reaches out saying, "Hey, is there anything I can help you out with today?" And if the website visitor has a question, they can have those questions answered immediately by the live chat agent. So it's a slightly different pricing scenario for that, but it's definitely helpful. We didn't find it to be a large percentage of our business revenue, but it is something. It certainly adds up. And by the time I sold the company, it was enough that I would have been happy with it as a business size alone. So that's what we do. So virtual receptionist companies, that's typically the services that you're offering. If you go beyond that, it can be sort of difficult to deal with. Like if you're doing email correspondence and stuff, if you're doing things that like aren't really handled on the phone, then you start to veer away from being a call center or a receptionist company into more of a VA company, like a virtual assistant company instead of a virtual receptionist company. So the thing to understand is that virtual assistant companies are task based primarily. You're typically focusing on tasks, but a virtual receptionist company is focused on phone based things, phone handling. And so the phone handling thing, is way easier to do. It's way easier to scale. It's way easier to train on. Um, and it's just great. Um, and that's it. That's what provided. So I hope that's helpful. All right, so Kuyat asked, I hope I'm saying that right, and I apologize if I'm not. Yeah, so Kuyat, the cost of the course right now, $2,500. Um, and there is a like a discount code that I can type in. So $2,500 as a one time or four payments of 697. The other option, which is a discount code, you get 20% off of that. And it's a once you get the course, you have it forever. I'm not someone that like cuts off assets after 6 months or 12 months, which I think is I don't agree with that. Also, I'm continuing to update the course, so I'm not gonna like create a new course like Call Center Cash 2.0, where you spend money on this offering, then all of a sudden, I do a new course and you got to pay for that. It's never gonna happen. Okay, and then of course, along with the course, you get access to a bunch of different bonus materials. We're talking, PDFs and documents associated with starting a call center of this type. Um, also you get access to our Facebook group, which again is going to soon become, just a group that is off the platform and then a standalone community. The community is really strong. There's about 40 people that have launched their call center businesses. The combined revenue that I'm aware of is now close to $1 million a month, which is sort of insane. Um, it's not at a million yet, but it's well over $500,000 a month in revenue that's generated specifically by students of the tribe, specifically by people that invested in this course and created businesses as a direct result of this course. Okay. All right. So yeah, I hope that was helpful for you, Kiryat. And also, there's a 30-day money back guarantee. So keep that in mind. If for some reason you find the info is not suitable and helpful for you, then great. So the 20% off link that I'll post in just a second, it brings it down to 1997. So as a one time or four payments of 547. So if you're doing the payment plan for $547, you get four assets to the course and everything else that I just mentioned. Okay. All right. So Mark is. I plan to white label the first 60 to 90 days. How does billing typically work from the service provider? Meaning, how quickly do I have to pay them, and do they charge me a setup fee? So usually the white labelers do not charge a setup fee. They simply charge you. It's really based off of my suggestion, actually. And what my suggestion is that when a white labeler lands a client, say, and the only way you pay them anything is if you have a client, right? So say you have a client that's on a 100-minute plan. Now, say the white label partner charges you $100 for the 100 minutes, and then you charge $180 for the 100 minutes. Well, you're going to profit the $80. Now, generally, what happens is you're charging your client, at the start of a billing cycle. So, say it's the first, you're charging them on the first. Now, whatever your billing cycle is, your provider usually will have like a net 7. So if you're charging your client on the first, then you're going to be paying the provider, the white label provider, on the 8th. And so that 7 day, that net 7, give the time for you to charge that client and then the money to hit your account easily, a couple to several business days before you have to pay it out. And so the beautiful thing about it is that, once you have your website done and all that stuff, you can just start focusing on landing clients. You're only maybe a few $100s in, right? And you're not going to, be out of your pocket if you're landing clients left and right. You're only paying when, you're charging clients. And so the goal is to get to about $10,000 to $15,000 a month in revenue, right? And on, say, $15,000 a month on revenue, you should be profiting at least 3 or 4 grand, maybe 5, depending on your pricing. And yeah, I mean, you don't have to deal with having any agents that you're hiring and training and managing. You don't have to deal with paying for the phone system. But once you have $15,000 a month in revenue, then you have enough revenue coming in to just now hire your own agent, set up your own phone system, and have all the infrastructure you need internally. And then you'll still be able to immediately profit because that $15,000 in revenue flows through your account first before it goes anywhere else. Okay. So that's how white labeling works. That's the plan I suggest. And, we have a couple people that are students, actually. I used to do it. Well, Vicky Virtual, my old company, does it. And I used to send people to Vicky Virtual, but now I actually send them to some of our students. So people that have taken the course and become students, some of them are now white label providers for other students. I think it's like the coolest thing ever, to be honest. And one of them is a 24/7 provider. So you immediately have the ability to offer 24/7 coverage to your clients as soon as you launch. Lynn Turner, good to see you in here. Hope everything's going okay. Let us know where you're from. All right. So any other questions before I answer my second question? Just got this water bottle. It got a Brita water filter inside of it. So you put water in the bottle, and as you suck it through the straw, it goes through a Brita water filter. It's really cool. Self-filtering water bottle. Okay. Does the provider give any discount on the monthly? Mark, the answer to that is yes. It's typically like 10 to 20% off whatever the retail is. But it doesn't really matter. You can charge whatever you want in terms of what you're charging your client, right? So don't think about the discounts you get on your end. Think about, what you can charge and, sell the service for on your end. But yes, you should end up with somewhere between 10 to 20% discount on what the retail cost of services would be if you were to just, pay the provider directly like one of their clients. Okay. Okay. Any other questions at all? Yeah, I hope that was helpful, Mark. And Lynn, if you got any questions, feel free to ask. Whoever just hopped in, feel free to say hi. Let us know where you're from. Okay, what else? So the other question that I prepared to answer, that my wife prepared, are the pros and cons of calls being recorded and how often the clients listen to calls. So, in terms of calls being recorded, I would say it's pretty much all pros. The only con to it is that you might be in a situation sometimes where, for some reason, some agent's doing a bad job, which you still want to know about. But if the client paying attention to that, then you might lose them. And in some cases, it's you deserve losing the client because you're not doing a good job, right? But I would say recording calls is a must if you're going to do this type of business, because of quality assurance, right? You can use it to train new agents, like by having past call recorded and listening to those as examples. Uh, you can use it, of course, to monitor the progress of your new agent that's sort of ramping up. And you can use it on an ongoing basis to your agent that are, just working for you, make sure they're doing things okay. You can, do your call going and sort of monthly or maybe quarterly reviews based off of recorded calls. It's just absolutely essential. But the most common usage of the recorded call is to save your butt. There might be a scenario every now and then where some caller, is a client of one of your clients. So say it's like, chiropractor or something, and they're like, "Oh, well, I thought the service was gonna be, $100, but maybe the service was 120." And then the caller will say, "Well, the whoever I talked to on the phone told me it was just $100 for this." And then our client, the chiropractor, will come back and say, "No, it's 120 for this. My client said they were told $100. Is that true?" Then we can go back to the recording, and we'll hear the agent hopefully say, "No, it's $120 for the service." And the caller, even if we tell them that the call is recorded, they tend to forget, and they just think that they can just pin the crap on someone else that isn't going to be able to verify. But we can verify, we can cover our butt and say, "Hey, yeah, no, we told that person $120." And so we can provide that recording to the client. Our client has ammunition to go back to their client and in a very calm way say, "We straight up told you $120, run me that extra $20." Without it being like a he said, she said, with concrete evidence. That's not something that, people that just have receptionists working in an office, they're not typically recording the receptionist call. With a service like ours, we're recording call, and it's really helpful, useful, and our clients appreciate it because we're saving our butts on the agent side, making sure we're providing the correct standard, satisfactory service. And then on their side, their butts covered because they can't have clients that are trying to screw them over, and it happens more often than you would think. Okay. All right. So Mark said, "I plan to use your service or the staffing company for out of country customer service rep. What revenue range do you recommend before taking things in house?" Honestly, Mark, you don't necessarily have to take it in house ever. The way it works with our services, you can use a given agent, um, and we charge month to month. And after 4 months, we give you the option to buy out the agent at any point. And so the buyout fee is 2 months. So we charge $1,400 a month full time for the agent. And sometimes it's a little less depending on the person we hire. We have a built in profit margin, we don't exceed it. Um, but it's usually $1,400 a month full time. And so, say the person $1,400, then you can buy them out when you're ready for $2,800 one time fee. And at that point, you can bring the person in house, and then you just pay them what their actual rate is, which is going to be less than the $1,400. And then over time, it becomes even more profitable for you. But the reality is that I know you're in California, Mark. 1,400 for a full timer that you don't have to worry about payroll taxes. You don't have to worry about filing a 1099, any of that stuff. You are significantly ahead. And the beautiful thing is that you're getting people that are fully college educated, they speak perfect English, and they're excited to work the job. It's not like some milestone job. It's not like an in between job. It's not like the fallback job because everything else fell through. This is the job that people with college degrees are aspiring to get. It's a career option for them. It the white collar. I get to work at home and be very comfortable financially in my country as a result of this position. And so the caliber of person that you get working in this role versus the caliber of person that you get getting like 10 to 12 bucks an hour in the US, it's a big difference. So if I were to start again, I'm telling you 100%, I would personally hire people outside the country. In terms of using our service, the benefit there is that I'm personally interviewing every single finalist for the position. So if we source for you or whoever, you'll know that I personally was involved in hand selecting and hiring that person. So you know that they are equipped and they are capable inserting themselves into your new virtual receptionist operation and allowing and helping your company to succeed because you're gonna have a lot of stuff to deal with. Now, I'm not sure if you're just acting in the context of the receptionist or if it's in the context of white labeling. If you mean it from the context of white labeling, then I recommend just getting to whatever revenue range you're comfortable with. Sometimes it's as low as $5,000 a month. Oh yeah, now you asked that. Sometimes it would be as low as $5,000 a month. Because at that point, you're gonna have like two agents working for you, which covers your business hours. Projected, assuming you're doing like a 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. It'll cover your business hours with two full-time receptionists. And then, the cost of the phone system, you're going to be in for about maybe $3,500 on the high end. So if you have $5,000 coming in, then you can bring in a little bit of profit. You can be well on the way to considering your third agent, and you'll be in a situation that you can just start scaling up. So I think it's a good situation to be in. Lynn asked, do I recruit receptionists in African countries? I do not. I am starting a separate company though, which if you email me directly, we can talk about that. We are recruiting people from Zimbabwe, and I'm pretty excited about it. But as far as staffing, we're recruiting from Bosnia, Serbia, Croatia, and Montenegro. Okay, and that's that. So, good questions, everyone. Awesome questions. But anyway, let me the course link. Yeah, I totally forgot before. That should work. I'm just checking the link to make sure it works. Okay, yeah, it works. Okay, so yeah, that link will give you the 20% off. Okay. Okay. Any other questions, guys? I got a nice little flow going, so I'm happy to help. I've got my premium sake. Okanamese. Alrighty. How's the puppy? Mark, good question. I think last time you asked, he had just dealt with the surgery and he had the cone on him. Now the cone is off. And he got more energy than ever. He's freaking hyper. But he's doing great. Doing great. He's no longer bleeding all over the place. Doing great. It's like nothing ever happened. Except now he doesn't have his baby makers anymore. And we finally were able to get him groomed just yesterday. So now he doesn't look like a homeless dog that's bleeding everywhere. Now he looks like a nice little handsome, well groomed, healthy dog. So we're finally starting to get back to normal here. So thanks for asking. Appreciate that. Oh man, and yesterday I just realized was his 11-month old day. um okay, any other questions I can answer? All right. Hey, Bucket Force. Hey, good to see you, man. Been a while. Hey, Donald. After your prospect has submitted a form, can you fulfill the process without calling? I mean, finishing the process. Oh, yeah. Bucket Force. One thing to understand is that of the 1,000 clients we had, over 1,000 clients we had, about 75% of them we never talked to before they became a client. So you got to make sure you get in the course when you can, because you'll have access to the initial submission form as well as the onboarding form. If they submit both and the information is sufficient, then you can get them configured and send them a welcome email with the phone number, the unique forwarding number in there, and then they can just start forwarding call to. We definitely, again, 75% we didn't have to call them. Okay. And there was a good amount of clients, let's say 30%, that only talk to us like once every few months, and it would just be the smallest thing. Like, hey, I'm on vacation for a week. Could you update my account to reflect that? So very cool. Um, so I hope that answers your question, Marco. Lynn says, I have a lot of customer service / call center experience, but I've never run a business before. I'm still working full time. So with white labeling, be easier to start. You can do either, Lynn. Some of our most successful students still have a full time job. So, like, for instance, I did interviews that are available on this YouTube channel on Maurice. So I'll type in Maurice as well as Paul. I think when I interviewed Maurice, he was doing like 20,000 a month, and Paul had just hit 50,000 a month. And to this day, both of them still have full time jobs. So frankly, it just doesn't take a lot of management in terms of like day to day as an agent. It seriously does not take a lot of time at all to manage these agents at all, because again, we're providing a simple set of services, and the people are doing what they're supposed to do. Not difficult. Now, white labeling, of course, gives you even less to deal with. But the only thing that's ever truly going to matter in either case, in any case, is focusing on and establishing a system for landing clients consistently. And then again, you can learn that in the course, as well as we spend a lot of time in the community talking about marketing methods. Just about all of the people that I'm aware of that had gotten to the 20,000 a month plus level, literally all of them that I can think of use different methods. So, I talk about exactly how I did in the course. I bring up all kinds of marketing methods and possibilities and explanation in the course, with some depth. But your community is where we really talk out things more from the perspective of someone that took a different marketing approach, client getting approach from mine, and got clients that way and how they did it. And so that's where the real value is. How long does onboarding take when white labeling? Mark asked. Um, I don't know. Um, Not that long, because if you set it up before you have a client, all they're really doing is like getting your get like your logo, information about your business, and that type of stuff. But I personally have not served. That's not even true. Jesus. So Vicky Verse, when I was running it, we had a bunch of white label clients, um, and so I guess it would take like a day or two. But I can't speak for how long it takes these other companies in terms of what their processes are. But it certainly should be a week or less, and that's just the first time. In terms of onboarding one of your clients, once you're set up in their system as a white label partner, it should be quick. It should be within a day, maybe a few hours if they're efficient enough, that your client is onboarded and ready to go for the white label fulfillment to take call on behalf of your company for any new clients you bring in. Okay. So I hope that answers your question in both directions. All right. This is a good session we got going here. Nice. Any other questions you guys might have? Just got some good news on my phone over here. Starting to, well, I can't even say sunset because it's just gloomy out, but it's starting to get darker out. Yeah, Chicago coming up on May soon. Fantastic 420 day, and it's gloomy and rainy out. Any other questions you guys might have? Yes, I prefer cold sake. Um, this I'm drinking right now. It's called Kakatobi Junmai Jinjo. Uh, it's got roughly the same strength as wine, so about 15%. Uh, Fantastic stuff here. About 25 bucks a bottle, and I prefer sake because I don't get headaches. Wine gives me headaches. And then wine, you gotta drink the whole bottle. My wife doesn't drink at all, so I'd have to finish the whole bottle in a few days. Sake, it lasts like a couple weeks, and it just lasts. So you can really take your time, and it doesn't have the same um, sort of freaking falsified crap that happens in the wine industry. You can get like a $40 bottle of wine that's better than a lot of bottles that cost hundreds of dollars but are popular for whatever reason. With sake, you spend 50 bucks on a bottle and you get some really high quality stuff. You can spend 25 bucks and get some really high quality stuff. So, it's consistent. It's way easier to make, so you don't have like tremendous differences between the different annual vintages. I just think it's way better, and eventually, slowly, Americans will realize it. Any other questions? And as you can tell, I'm here to answer all kinds of cool questions you guys got to throw at me. mm, 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 I swear, if it wasn't for this little thing called licensing requirements, I would be playing music every single time I hopped on here. Email address, Lynn, good question. Donald at callcenterclass.com. Not cash, but class.com. All right. Uh, Donald at callcenterclass.com. You can also alternatively email me at hello at donaldspan.com if for some reason you forget the call center class. Either way, it's going to go to me, and I'll be happy to help you with your queries. So, hey, Barker, I hope that answered your question, by the way, man. Oh, so here we go. Do you think it's a disadvantage when US based businesses know my business is outside the US? I don't think it is at all. It's all about how you position yourself, right? I think one nice thing would be to have a couple call recordings on your site. The only thing people really care about, if you're dealing with English speaking service providing, is that the people working for you, had high quality English skills. So if your prospect can hear a call to show they have high quality fluent English skills, and you honestly, preferably uh, neutral or hopefully no accent. If that's the case, then it doesn't really matter. And because wages are typically lower outside of the country or just outside of the Western world, then you can make up for some of the perceived uh, hesitancy, maybe, which I thought there would be, and now I'm realizing there really isn't, by having your pricing be a bit more competitive. Now, I'm not saying uh, price low, because when you make yourself seem cheap, people aren't going to respect your company. When people are protecting their business baby, the idiots will try to find the cheapest company they can find. But people that are actually going to be good clients, stick around for a while and not like give you a different credit card every month to pay you, the ones that are going to be good clients that aren't a headache are ones that are willing to invest in their business. And because they're investing in their business is more stable or perhaps growing. Their business is typically run better. And they're in a situation where, again, they can pay you consistently and stop you from having headaches. Okay. So my point is that it's not a disadvantage at all. It's all about how you position yourself, which really is just, not even really bringing it up outside the fact that, you say, well, our people are from here. And again, nobody does this, by the way. It's freaking insane. No one has call recording on their site. I don't know why they don't do it, because any prospect would appreciate it. And it takes 2 seconds to record a few phone calls and upload them. It's the easiest thing on the face of the planet, and it gives you an instant advantage. But no one's doing it. So listen to me. If you want to do this and you want to, sort of quell any potential hesitancy, just put a couple call recordings on the site. Very simple. Take that gem and use it. Anyone that's never even going to buy my course, do that if you're hiring people outside the US. Okay. Any other questions at all? Good, good, good. Would I recommend nice software? Nice software, I think, is too expensive. Just use Five9 if you're going to do something like nice. Nice stuff. Use Five9. I hope that answers your question. Mark said the contact I have has about 2,500 clients that could use virtual receptionist. Uh, would you recommend I let them know I'm white labeling in the beginning to give them more of a comfort level? 2,500 clients that could use a virtual receptionist? Honestly, whatever white label partners you have, tell them that, tell them that, because um, it doesn't matter how big the company is. You need to be prepared. Like, no one can just take in 100 clients at the same time. Like, no one can. So they need to be prepared to ramp up if you put yourself in a position that you can take on like freaking 50 clients at once. If anything, you want to make sure it's a slow process. But that's a fantastic contact. I would make sure that you do whatever you can to incentivize uh, that contact in terms of having urgency to help you, get things popping, maybe even partner to a certain extent. So that'd be dope. That'd be dope. Lynn, I hope you appreciated that perspective. Sometimes I give these long winded explanations, but the reality is that it's unnecessary. Don't use nice. Nice, not nice. Okay, so I'm going to hop off in 4 minutes. I've got my other call in 14 minutes. And, I don't like running straight into the call anymore. So, any other questions you guys have, make sure you ask right now, or else you'll wait until next week if you want to see me live. And it's a great session, guys. Great question. Feel free to keep it coming. Boom, 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 boom. Doom, 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 boom, boom, boom. 3 more minutes. Any other questions you guys might have? And I believe I answered everything that came up before. Oh, you know what? My wife also asked how often the clients listen to call. Not very often. Hey, Mark, have a good one. Not very often. Something that would occur sometimes, but I would say only 10 to 15% really care about listening to call. One thing that we sort of did to make our lives easier is that we didn't automatically provide call recording. Clients would have to ask for it. What some of our competitors do is that they, on the like monthly reports or something, or in their back dashboard, they provide all of the call recording, and that's fine. But it also gives your client the ability to scrutinize everything from the beginning, what can be annoying. Because in the first like few weeks to a month, you're gonna eventually do a great job for the client, but you got to figure out the client a bit. So there might be some small mistakes that agents are making, and if the client's neurotic or like really hardcore about micromanaging, then you're giving them a fantastic opportunity to micromanage everything. So we didn't find it to be a deal breaker for a client to not have automatic access to every single call. Um, Barker, that is correct. Razel, all I know is that I'm a. Yeah, I don't know how to do it well. But anyway, so yeah, we tried to protect ourselves a little bit from those that were trying to, use any opportunity they could to micromanage. Because micromanaging is a headache when you're operating a company. Relax your mind. Welcome. Oh, I remember you. Wait, is this Zakiah? And I hope I'm saying that right. Man, it's been forever. I think it is. I hope all going well to you. Um, I think you're one of the people that hates Facebook if this is Zakiah Zakiah. Um, and so I want you to know that we're going to be taking the tribe off of Facebook onto a standalone platform called Heartbeat. So hopefully that's good news to you. And I'll post the tribe link in just a moment. Um, I'm not going to post it here, but let's see. Where could I? If you want to hop on Facebook to see the link, that's great. If not, try to email me or something asking for the link, and then I'll email it back to you immediately. Or you could just try to chat me on Messenger, whatever works for you. Okay, so those of you that are watching as a recording, rewatching, or that stuck around, great question, great session. I really appreciate you guys. Again, there is a link to get in the tribe. There's a 30-day money back guarantee. There's a potential that I'm going to be doing an absolutely monstrous webinar soon, which is going to bring in a lot of students. So you want to make sure that you guys are getting in when you can, because the reality is that, one, I'm not going to be the only person talking about this forever. Two, I'm not going to be casual about this forever. And so there's going to be an influx. You want to make sure that you get out in front of these people and get ahead, get your business started. It's a giant industry. I mean, the industry can handle literally 10,000 new businesses in the US alone, and everyone can have $1 million company straight up 100%. But it's still nice, especially from a content marketing SEO perspective, to get ahead of things so that it's easier for you to be, top page of the search results. So if you're considering getting in, get in. I don't know what else to tell you. This is a great business. If you're considering starting your business and you're already in and taking the course and everything, get started. Now's the time. It's not going to get any better. More and more people are starting to learn about the call center thing. It's that unsexy business that more and more people are going to start talking about. And when they do, this industry is gonna blow up more than it's silently been blown up, but it's gonna publicly blow up at some point. So y'all can be in front of it or struggling to keep up. But yeah, again, I appreciate you guys. Barker asked really quick, how frequently did you send email to client to nurture? We didn't really send email to client to nurture. We will send them call some email several times a day if they got calls, which is a lot. We send them the billing report. We didn't have to send any email to client to nurture them. Every now and then for large clients, I sort of check in with them because I sort of wanted to because I like certain people, but you don't have to do it as far as all of your clients. You don't have to do it. So, all right. Hope that helps. And Technotic, awesome. I will see you all soon.